Hey everyone, today on American Land Seller, we welcome Kevin May from LandHub.com. Kevin is an innovator in his field. He has a multifaceted background, which gives him great insight into all things commercial and agriculture when it comes to real estate. We love Kevin. We've gotten to know him over the years, and we think you're just going to enjoy his knowledge as he shares about what is going on with the agriculture and commercial market across the United States and Canada. So his website is fastly becoming one of the top websites when it comes to land sales, and we are excited to be partners with Kevin as we go through our journey in real estate. But we think you're gonna enjoy the time we spend with him. We hope that you get something out of it, as always. Hello, everyone. My name is Kobe Rickardson, and welcome to the American Land Seller Podcast. We are so excited you decided to join us today on our journey to discover new and interesting things about everything land, from sales, investments, ownership, regulations, and so much more. Our mission is to connect you to the top folks in the country where it has to do with land, so we can learn more about everything from agriculture to land development.
Okay, Kobe and our special guests, let's get started.
Hey everybody, welcome to podcast number 3 of the American Land Seller Podcast. It's been so much fun so far, and this today I'm super excited to have a friend of mine. I like to call him a friend, but he's also an excellent partner in my marketing when I market properties to people. But Kevin May, he's the owner and manager of LandHub, and they are an online marketing portal that helps connect sellers and buyers. And they also have kind of become some of the pioneers of the use of social media when it comes to website and online marketing. So Kevin, welcome.
Hey, thanks, Kobe. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, super great to have you here. I just, if you could just tell us just a little bit about yourself.
Sure.
Like how the heck did you get into marketing land online?
Good question. And I like that word pioneer. I don't think anybody's used that in describing me before. So thanks, Kobe. I was actually
in the wilderness.
I was actually in the commercial real estate due diligence space for about 15 years. Started in New York, calling on all the big Wall Street firms. And then I kind of transferred myself out to California. Took over their office out there. And so anyway, I kind of was sick of doing that after 15 years, sick of working for somebody else, and really wanted to do my own thing. I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit. Always had a tech background. Before I got into that, I worked for tech computer training, high-end computer training firms, and AT&T and all kinds of various tech firms. So anyway, was trying to find something that I could do on my own. And I decided a website would be a great idea because I could work from anywhere in the world. I love to travel, but I still wanted it to be real estate related. So I found LandHub. It was actually a website called ruralpropertyfinder.com. And they were like a free land listing site. And they basically did some shady search engine optimization things, and Google just shut them down. Their traffic just disappeared overnight. So we basically bought the bones of that website, rebranded it as LandHub, and kind of started marketing it. I did it kind of as a side hustle for a while. I still had my day job and did LandHub nights and weekends. When I first started the site, we had, I think, 2 clients and a few hundred listings. So then what happened, I joined the Realtors Land Institute, and we were awarded the Land Tech Accelerator Award. So that was when it was kind of like, all right, this thing might actually, take off and be real. So at that point, we had some more clients on board, decided, all right, I can quit my day job and focus on this full time. So that's kind of how I got into it.
Yeah, and you were kind of in finance, weren't you, prior to this? Is that what you mentioned?
Well, it was.
Weren't you on the finance side, or?
Well, I was on the due diligence side. So I worked for a company out of New York called IVI.
That's right.
They were acquired by CBRE. But what we would do is all the big banks, when they were buying huge portfolios of whatever, self-storage, apartments, any commercial real estate, we would do the due diligence for those transactions. And then they would securitize those loans, which is kind of what led to the big, let's say Bear Stearns, Lehman Brothers, those were my clients, as well as, JP Morgan and a bunch of others that are still around today. But they were basically taking all those commercial loans, bundling them and selling them into the bond market, securitizing them and selling them into the bond market. So our firm was doing the due diligence on those, making sure no environmental issues, no structural issues. And then another side of the business, which was actually a lot more interesting, was monitoring construction projects. So we would protect the bank's interest on large construction projects, like we did the Wynn Casino, where we'd go out, have an architect walk the property, make sure all the trades were on schedule, all the materials where they were supposed to be, and then we would authorize the bank to release the next draw of funds, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, a little bit. I tracked a little bit with that. I am from the center part of the state, so you got to speak slow sometime, Kevin, for me.
I know. I have a habit of talking too fast when I get on a camera, Kobe. So I'll try to slow it down.
No, you're doing great, my friend. You're doing great. So you guys, I like to call it pioneering because nobody in our part of the real estate really has kind of taken on that. How do I serve? Essentially, there's a lot of sophisticated folks out there that are in the land business, but there's also some of us that are over half of my day is out in a side-by-side somewhere showing properties or, mapping out stuff. Photo shoots for us take a week where maybe if I'm a residential specialist, I may get my pictures all in one afternoon or something. But you guys have really kind of, I don't know exactly, like the vision of you seeing the need for the social media aspect is kind of what really drew me to LandHub when I was looking at where do I spend my marketing money. So can you just talk a little bit about how, is that like from the very beginning, is that something that you could see that was a need, or is that something that as things went on, you're like, man, we can totally do this. So.
No, that was really our thing from the beginning, and nice hat, by the way. I really like that hat.
Not sucking up today.
So, when I looked at, whether to start this thing, I looked at all the other land listing sites out there. And at the time, this is before CoStar came in and bought everybody and formed whatever you want to call it. But back then, all the sites were completely antiquated. Even the LandWatch, what's now under the Land.com umbrella, those were all really outdated websites. They weren't doing anything on social media. And I started studying social media, back when I was doing marketing, commercial real estate. And my wife, girlfriend at the time, we lived on different sides of town, and she started taking classes at UCLA because she was running social media. She was working for a big defense or a big rocket engine company at the time. So they put her in charge of social media and started sending her to these classes at UCLA. So anyway, it was a way to see her during the week because we would only see each other on weekends. So I started, taking classes with her. And this was when, Facebook and Twitter and all this was kind of first, becoming popular. So anyway, I really enjoyed it. And so that was kind of where the whole social media background came from. So when I launched LandHub, we embraced social media from the start. And that's really still our niche today, is we market all of our clients' properties on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. So that's really where the whole social media aspect came from.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. Like how much you guys are paying attention to what your clients are up to. Like you're liking and sharing and interacting with us all the time, and so it's always very positive. And with all the followers and stuff like you have, that's a huge asset when we're looking at getting our properties in front of as many people as possible. So I tell you, go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say, like you said, most land agents or brokers would rather be out in their side-by-side, showing farms, showing ranches, than sitting on a computer, either A, figuring out social media, or B, if they do know it, actually doing it. So really that's where we come in, and we actually manage social media for clients as well, where we'll take over, their entire social media program and run that for them. Which, one of the advantages of, I relocated the business to Tucson a few years ago, is we just have a great talent pool here from the U of A. Yeah. And I know you met a couple of the interns when you were out here in Tucson.
The interns.
So not only, do we have a couple of paid interns, but two or three of my marketing admins are well, I've lost a couple that have moved on to other jobs, but two of them now are U of A graduates as well. So just a great talent pool here in Tucson to pull from.
Yeah, I laugh about your interns. I think when you walk out of a room, that's what they call you. Those girls know what they were doing.
Exactly, yeah.
I think they're like, yeah, Kevin's the intern. We're the bosses here.
Exactly. They're like, yeah, Kevin, whatever. Just let us do this. We know a hell of a lot more about this than you do. Yeah. And they're right. Sadly.
No, I was kind of hoping one of them would show up and help me set my computer up for this today. But so far, so good. Third one I've got done, and so far we've got it kind of halfway figured out. So
good. I don't know if you discussed this on other shows, but what made you decide to launch this podcast?
I drive all over the place, and I spend most of my day listening to podcasts and news and stuff like that. And so I kind of got to the point where, beginning of last year, whatever, we kind of started researching doing this. And honestly, there's just not a whole lot of podcast stuff out there for people to listen to about land. I mean, RLI had their deal going on for a while. They've kind of paused that because they've been doing some awesome restructuring and some great stuff at Realtors Land Institute. And then there was Let's Talk Land with Lou Jewell, and nothing really else. And so, of course, since we started to do it, I see like National Land they started something last year, and then I saw one out of Texas this morning that they're going to start one too. So that's good. I think that the more information that we can share and stuff like that out there, that makes us better and helps our clients out, the better off we are. So
yeah, definitely. It's amazing.
I
was just going to say, it's amazing the interest in lands over the past few years. I'm sure you've seen it. It's just become kind of a hot topic, and everybody wants to talk about land and learn about lands. And I mean, just look at how many new ALCs there are in the past year. Sorry, accredited land consultants.
That's a sore subject with me right now. I'm still in the holding pattern, waiting I got all my stuff in, but it's been like 4 months, so we're really behind right now. So hopefully by March, hopefully by March when we have the National Land Conference, I'll have my ALC done by then. But I'm waiting, so I give them a hard time.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully. Yeah. That's what they're promising anyway. And so the ones that had it in before the end of November should have their pens at the land conference. So
good.
But, so far, they said they did the review on it and to see if there was any issues, and so far so good. But I think this is a good time. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with Kevin May from the almighty Land Hub. Today's episode is brought to you by RE/MAX Home Farm and Ranch. RE/MAX Home Farm and Ranch is the premier marketing and selling real estate company in Nebraska and South Dakota. You can find all the great RE/MAX agents and their listings at homefarmranch.com. That's homefarmranch.com. You can look up and see what they're up to and follow along on all the things that they have going on. Once again, this episode is brought to you by RE/MAX Home Farm and Ranch, and you can find their listings and their agents at homefarmranch.com. Once again, homefarmranch.com. Hey, we're back here with Kevin May from thelandhub.com. Kevin is, we were just talking here during the break about what the ag market is looking like as far as land goes nationwide, because I'm kind of a small drip in a tiny bucket, and he's looking at like kind of more at least the United States and possibly a little bit of Canada. So Kevin, what is going on with the market out there? Have you seen any, with the economy being kind of funny, you seen any ups and downs anywhere?
Yeah, definitely. I would say, nationally, it's definitely softened a little bit. From our side, we can tell because we had a bunch of clients who had to pause their accounts because they're like, hey, we get a listing, and before we can even get it on your site and upload the pictures, we've got it sold. So December.
They're crawling back.
So December and January, a lot of them came back. A lot of new clients signed up. Because in a hot market, what do you need me for? If the land's flying off the shelf, you don't need to pay me to market it. We're definitely seeing listings are lasting a little bit longer than they were. But, the market was so crazy, right? Ever since COVID, it's just been insane. Everybody, wants to buy a piece of land somewhere, wants to get out of the city. On the commercial side, you've got Amazon building warehouses everywhere. So it's just been crazy. So, it couldn't go up forever. But, we're not seeing, a major crash or anything. Just, it is softening from how crazy it was.
Yeah, I think I was talking to somebody the other day, and I was like, one of my agents, and I was like, man, help me out here. What can we do? Like, it just seems like nobody's looking at this. And he was like, well, how long has it been on the market? And I looked back and I was like, well, it's been 38 days. I was like, I remember, I wouldn't even care about a property until it was on the market for at least 4 months, and then now we're kind of back to, I'd say not softening, but normalizing, I think is kind of what.
That's a good word. Yeah. Normalizing. Exactly.
Have you, are you seeing any places where you can actually, like, you think there's some really good deals? You watched the whole country. And I think like you're getting into Canada too, if I remember right. So you're watching the Northern Hemisphere, and you're like, is there some stuff out there you're like, well, this might be a great investment for people?
Yeah, good question.
Other than Nebraska.
Well, I don't know. You were telling me that your land is still flying off the shelf there, so I'm not sure. And I spoke with a guy from Idaho yesterday, and I don't know if you watched the show Yellowstone, but he described a Yellowstone-like scenario where, they just have all these people from California coming in. And we have the same thing here in Arizona, and they just are buying up everything. They've sold their house in California for a couple $1 million, and they want to, go find some ranch in Idaho. And, he had the same problem we were just talking about where, he gets a listing. He doesn't need to put it on a website. It's sold immediately. So no, I have not found, that market where I want to go buy land because it's at a discount yet. I don't think we're there yet, but who knows? What I was thinking earlier is just, I think it all depends what happens, in the financial markets as well, right? Land has traditionally done well during recession because if you can't put your money in the stock market, real estate is a great tangible asset to put it into that has always performed well. So, I don't think you could ever really go wrong with land unless you buy at the absolute top of the market and sell it, shortly thereafter at the bottom of the market. But that's just my opinion.
Farmland, I think, is a pretty, I'd say, tortoisey kind of, you'll win in a 20-year race, but there's not going to be any big moment where you're like, oh, I'm just going to 5 years and I'm going to get 20% return on my investment. But like farm ground, it's just, I can see where some development stuff, speculators and stuff like that might buy, with the idea that the city's going to go somewhere, that those guys may have a little bit of issues, with prices going down. But like my land that I deal with, we just don't see that. We see like a 3% correction once in a while, and that's when we panic. And then over a 20-year period, you're still going to get a really good return.
Yeah, definitely. And the residential market, with COVID, just everybody's fleeing California and the big cities and coming to smaller cities like Tucson where, you can get, when we moved here, we said everything was half price. And now prices have gone up quite a bit in the last, few years. But it's still so much more affordable than, some of the coast cities. So, if you could work from anywhere, why the hell would you want to work from Los Angeles? So, and I can say that since I used to live there.
No. You do have a beautiful part of the country down there. We got to go visit a few months ago, and that was pretty amazing. So, definitely, I told my wife, I was like, that would definitely be a nice place to live. So,
other than the
speaking
summer.
of that, yeah, I suppose it's a dry heat. I've heard though.
Yeah, it's a dry heat. It's still pretty miserable. I got to tell you, it's summertime. So that's what we're trying to figure out now. We're actually trying to find our summer escape. So talking with Justin Osborne, and I think you know him. He's at ALC out of Colorado.
Yeah.
Trying to find something in Southern Colorado. He's in Durango, so yeah, we're looking at some properties there and just trying to find our summer escape.
One of the things that has been, you were talking a little while ago about how even in the real estate world that a lot of realtors that are kind of residential specialists or even commercial specialists have been, really interested in land. So, it was kind of fun. We bumped into each other at the RE/MAX Commercial Symposium this year, and it was kind of amazing how interested all those RE/MAX agents were in what we were up to.
Yeah. And you guys with the land panel, I mean, that was the most well-received panel at the conference. And I mean, well, I don't have to tell you, you lived it. Everybody came running up to you guys. Oh, I want to learn more about land. So yeah, there's definitely an appetite out there for residential and commercial to learn more about land and to start selling more land.
Did you get a few new clients? And because I know you had talked to me about, I have some commercial properties, and you're like, put them on the website. You aren't just because I kind of put my farms and stuff on there, but you were very, you told me to go ahead and put my stuff on. So
yeah, we do a lot of commercial. I'd really like to do more. I spent 15 years in commercial, so I don't even know how many LinkedIn contacts that are in the commercial space. So yeah, that's definitely an area where we can help people market properties. So it's not just all the other types, recreational and ranches and farms. We can definitely help out with commercial land as well.
Yeah, because it's it's that social media and combined with the listings on the website and all that stuff that really drive clients our way and expose our properties out there. So yeah, that was good to know. Like I said, I learn all the time from you, so I appreciate the fact that you still pick up the phone when you see my number come up.
Of course, Gobi, always. Just keep wearing that hat.
That'd be nice because
you call.
That's right. I got. Yep. I got. You got to be nice to me because I control the recording today. So
exactly.
But no. Well, let's take another break here and come back. We have one more segment, and but we've been hanging out, getting to know Kevin May with Land Hub, and you can find out about how to look for listings or how to become a partner in marketing with Kevin and his crew by going to landhub.com. It's an incredible tool. I absolutely love, we were just going through our renewals, as everybody that's a business owner will understand what that is, with the lenders and stuff like that. And of course, my lender, like every other lender in the country, is listening to the coastal media and talking about, things might not be great in real estate in the next couple of years because of interest rates. And so we have to start thinking about what partners we may have to get rid of. And that was one of the exercises you made me go through. And you were last on my list, Kevin.
Oh, well, that's good to hear.
That I would get rid of. So yeah,
all right.
At least today.
All right. That's to hear.
All right. Yeah, we will be right back with Kevin May from landhub.com. Brought to you by RE/MAX Home Farm and Ranch. RE/MAX Home Farm and Ranch is the premier marketing and selling real estate company in Nebraska and South Dakota. You can find all the great RE/MAX agents and their listings at homefarmranch.com. That's homefarmranch.com. You can look up and see what they're up to and follow along on all the things that they have going on. Once again, this episode is brought to you by RE/MAX Home Farm and Ranch, and you can find their listings and their agents at homefarmranch.com. Once again, homefarmranch.com. And we're back with Kevin May from landhub.com, fascinating guy with a really incredible tool. Kevin, I guess I'm going to be a little bit selfish because I just want the inside information on this, but what is it, would you say, that is like what separates you from all the other options that we have because we'll be straight honest. It is not cheap to market land.
Sure.
Anywhere. I mean, there's not one magazine. There's not a website really. That's where you can just go and say, if you're going to do it right, that you can do it very cheaply. So, what's your secret sauce, I guess, is what I'm looking for.
All right. Yeah, no, good question. Number one, we're definitely much less expensive than all of our competitors. We don't do, it's funny. Our advertising slogan was, we're not CoStar when they bought LandWatch and, and Lands of America and Lands of Texas. And they basically went out to all their clients and were like, hey, we're CoStar, take it or leave it. We're going to quadruple your rates and you got to sign a 1-year contract. And if you don't like it, get lost. It was great for us. We picked up so many of their clients, and it's still happening today, which blows my mind because it's been several years. Number one, we're much more cost effective. Number two, as we touched upon earlier, we've embraced social media, so we're finding a different set of eyes, if you will, to find those properties. And then finally, we're not just scraping the MLS for listings. All of our listings are from our clients. We do a lot with the Land Broker Co-op, where we have a lot of their clients, their members feed their properties over to us. So we've got over 100 of their members feeding to us. We give them a great deal because we've kind of helped support them since they launched, and we have a great relationship with them. So we love to help their members market their properties. And also, I don't know if you've had them on the show yet, but the Land Broker Co-op is great because you load all your properties onto their website, and then they feed out to us and all the other land listing sites. So you're able to, maintain your properties in one location and save all kinds of, administrative time. They have a bunch of other benefits like, healthcare and a bunch of other stuff. But that's the main thing that, we deal with is, being able to tell people like, hey, you don't have to sit there and manually enter your listings and upload all your photos every single time. You just click a button on their website and it automatically feeds up over to us, updates every night. That's been a great relationship. The other thing is, we really try to partner with our clients. We're not just in it for the money. We actually enjoy this. My staff and I, we really enjoy helping people, market their land for sale. And, if somebody can't figure out how to upload a listing, I'll have one of the admins do it for them. We're not nickel and diming people. It's, your regular monthly fee. And if you need help with something, we're happy to help.
Yeah. And again, I think I mentioned this earlier, maybe I didn't, but your staff, you have some of the top people in the industry that are, I know you've got, as far as marketing goes, some top graduates from, because you're right down there by the college, right?
The university. So, U of A has been great. Yeah, absolutely. You can spend a second bragging on those guys because I kind of got a firsthand, how their outside of the box thinking when it comes to marketing land was kind of fascinating to me when we were down there, doing some promos and stuff like that for the RE/MAX conference. We had our videographer guy here, and he's another.
You just had some top notch.
Martin's another U of A grad. He actually just relocated to New York and got a job there. But it's been great. And I love working with younger people and having some fresh ideas. So that's been fantastic. And then
how I was going to say, how's the TikTok channel doing? You guys were kind of getting that launched when I was down there. So
it's good. A lot of our clients want nothing to do with it. Some have embraced it, but a lot are like, I want absolutely nothing to do with that. Most of our traffic comes from Facebook. Facebook and Instagram. hands down. That's where the majority of the traffic comes from, with Facebook definitely being number one, Instagram, not far behind it, followed by Twitter, and then LinkedIn. So yeah, those are definitely the top platforms for us.
Well, and I always tell people the story, because it's frustrating when you run a business and you have your pro page and you think that nobody's really paying attention to it. But I can tell you from firsthand, when I first started in real estate, I was the only realtor in this entire part of the country that was using social media, as advertising for their properties. And so, I had one house listed when I was a brand new agent, and I had 5 different angles of that house, and I was throwing it out there on social media, and I would have people that I barely know walk up and be like, "Man, for somebody who just got your license, you're sure killing it." Kind of look at them funny, be like, but I think people don't realize, even if you don't have a lot of likes or stuff like that, how people are watching, and they do see it.
That's it. I had it. My first job out of college, my boss used to always say, "Perception is reality," right? So that's definitely right. The case with that story.
I was killing it by not getting my house sold, so I don't know. But it helped me launch my business. So being unique, doing something outside the box. So
yeah, definitely.
So Kevin. It's a new year. We're taping this in January. I think 1st of February is when it's going to be actually going to be aired. But thinking about the new year, and I always kind of spend a little bit of time looking back and seeing where we hit our goals and stuff, and then looking ahead at what we want to do. What's something that Land Hub has got up their sleeve that maybe we're going to see come out this year, or if there's anything, sure, or where are you guys planning on being aggressive?
Yeah, our biggest thing right now, we've been building a brand new website, which you wouldn't think we'd need a new website already, but technology changes quickly. So we're launching a beta version next week. If you've got some spare time, we're looking for people to help try to break it. So if you want to volunteer, we'd love to have you. So yeah, that's going to be, should be launching in the next month, but it's kind of like building a house. It's always over budget. And it was supposed to launch in December, then it got pushed to January. But I'm told it will definitely be launching by February. So yeah, we're launching the beta version next week. We'll test it, make sure everything's working properly, and then we'll launch it to the public, hopefully early February. So that's
new website. That's awesome.
It's just going to be, we've outgrown the current website. We just have too many listings. So it's just, it's overloading the server. So anyway, this new website's going to be lightning years quicker, much easier to use, better lead tracking. We're really excited about it. So that's our biggest news right now. And just, trying to continue to grow and add more clients and just keep doing what we love to do.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is exciting that you're going to have a new website, new web platform. But it is a good problem to have, that you have too many listings on there to, that you have to upgrade. So that's great news.
Yeah, definitely.
So. No,
we were thinking of starting a podcast, but we were thinking of starting a podcast, but then you started yours, so we decided not to.
The thing, my idea with this is it's a great platform for everybody to be able to use it, and so my thought is I had Brett Vidian, which friend of ours, him from Southern Illinois, and we've kind of been talking, and then, Rod and some of those guys said, hey, if we could find interesting people, I don't have to be the host every week, I think I want to get information. I want it to be entertaining and informative. And I'm not, I'm not a vain guy. I really just, wanted to do something because I felt like there was there wasn't much out there that educates people on land, like, and I think that, like going forward, if you have somebody that you think would be interesting, then this would be a great platform. You can bring them on, you be the host, and I'll just set everything up and you guys go at it, and then I'll mix it and put it out. So,
good.
But I think that's kind of that's my feeling on how this is going to look in the future is, like we have, maybe bring you on if we have somebody interesting, maybe you come back and host the show or whatever,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I want it to belong. I want it to go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I can think of a couple people off the top of my head right now. So yeah, I'd definitely be interested in that.
No, I think that would be I think that makes it more fun, and it makes it more, so that we all can get the best product out there for people that, are interested in this kind of thing. Because man, like I am really, really interested in like wind energy, solar energy. What does that look like? Brett and I were talking about that. That is, the footprint that is going to be required for wind and solar going forward is just phenomenal to me, is how much 300 to 600 times the land use that they're looking at stealing for that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of cool stuff that goes into our job. So, but
now, are you seeing a lot of that?
But anyways,
are you seeing a lot of that in your market?
We have so the state of Nebraska is the only state controlled energy company. So
that's right.
What they want to do, they do. So we don't have like a lot of Warren Buffett types in meddling in Nebraska right now, just because, not meddling, but like investing, because there's just not that opportunity. So you can't come in and build a wind farm and sell back to Nebraska. So, but I do work in Colorado, Wyoming, and just recently got licensed in South Dakota. And so I see that as in those states as something that might be that we need to at least have our knowledge up on. So
I'm sorry, where else other than Nebraska and South Dakota?
Well, I'm licensed in Nebraska and South Dakota, but I consult in Colorado and Wyoming and Kansas. So I'm working on getting my license in all those three states as well. So just to kind of with the land business, you gotta, I had one of my guys that taught one of my classes for my ALC told me that if you just put a pencil and draw a 500-mile radius around your house, and if you're not willing to go in that radius, you need to just go back to selling houses. So,
there you go.
Okay, I guess I'll figure it out. But
that's funny.
But anyway, what else? Like we're gonna wrap it up here. But what wisdom do you have to share with us? As a parting shot, Kevin. I know. Again, I cannot say enough how incredible your platform is. I'm excited for the new website. Just can't wait to see what you guys are going to do with that. I think, you have some stuff that you have in the back of your head as far as social media that you're going to maybe do some work in that out. But realistically, what do you want to tell the folks that are listening today, just as we shut this down?
All right. It's an old saying and a bit cliche, but, buy land. They're not making any more of it. We've got properties on LandHub from a $500 piece of desert to I think $50+ million ranch. So, it really runs the gamut. If you're looking to sell land, we'd love to talk to you. Just give me a call and we'll take it from there.
Yeah, it's a lot unconventional, Kevin, but I think there are opportunities for those that are crazy and want to try and sell something on their own without the use of a professional, right? They have options on your site.
As far as selling it without a real estate agent? Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, can they do for sale by owner?
Yeah, we don't do a whole lot of that. We got rid of our single listing plan. But they can list land for sale by owner. Most of our clients are licensed brokers or agents, and then we also have a lot of the wholesale guys that are buying thousands of properties across the country and flipping them, and doing the owner finance thing. So we've got a decent amount of them, but I would say 90+% are licensed real estate agents and brokers.
Very good. Very good. Well, Kevin, thank you so much for spending some time with me today talking about landhub.com. It truly is an incredible platform for marketing for those of us that are land professionals. If you're not subscribing to Kevin's website, then you need to get a hold of him and see how to get that done. So, but once again, it's landhub.com. And thanks again, Kevin, for joining us today. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Kobe. Have a great day.
All right. And we'll see everybody else down the road. You have been listening to the American Land Seller Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us this week for our program. And we promise to continue to try and find new, exciting, and informative things to discuss every single time. If you would be so kind, please like, subscribe, or follow whatever works on the app you're listening or watching on. We would love for you to keep track of what we're up to. Thanks again, and until next time, God bless you. Have a great week. Today's episode is brought to you by RE/MAX Home Farm and Ranch. RE/MAX Home Farm and Ranch is the premier marketing and selling real estate company in Nebraska and South Dakota. You can find all the great RE/MAX agents and their listings at homefarmranch.com. That's homefarmranch.com. You can look up and see what they're up to and follow along on all the things that they have going on. Once again, this episode is brought to you by RE/MAX Home Farm and Ranch, and you can find their listings and their agents at homefarmranch.com. Once again, homefarmranch.com.